Imagine you're at work, going about your usual routine. Then, out of nowhere, your manager announces that researchers will be observing employees to study how lighting affects productivity. Sounds harmless, right? At first, you don't think much of it. But within days, something strange happens. You start working harder, focusing better, and paying extra attention to every little detail. And guess what? So does everyone else around you. But here's the thing, it's not the lighting that's making you work harder. It's the simple fact that you know you're being watched. This phenomenon is called the Hawthorne Effect, and it reveals something fascinating about human nature. Our behavior changes when we know we are being observed. What is the Hawthorne Effect? The Hawthorne Effect was discovered in the 1920s and 1930s at a factory called Hawthorne Works, operated by Western Electric in Chicago. Researchers originally wanted to determine whether better lighting could improve worker productivity. So, they experimented, they increased the brightness in the factory, and sure enough, productivity improved. Then, they dimmed the lights, expecting a drop in productivity. But productivity still went up. This baffled the researchers. Was it the lighting? Was it the temperature? The arrangement of the machines? Turns out, none of the above. The truth was much simpler. The workers felt special knowing they were part of a study. They became more motivated, worked harder, and performed better not because of the actual conditions, but because they knew someone was watching them. Where do we see the Hawthorne Effect today? This effect doesn't just apply to factory workers in the 1920s, it's happening around us every day. In schools, students tend to perform better when they know a teacher is closely observing their work. In healthcare, patients recover more effectively when doctors check in regularly on their condition. In the workplace, employees often improve their productivity when they know their boss is monitoring their performance. On social media, ever noticed how people carefully curate their posts to show only their best moments? That's the Hawthorne Effect in action. If you've ever behaved differently simply because you knew someone was watching, congratulations, you've experienced the Hawthorne Effect firsthand. Does the effect last forever? Here's where things get interesting. The Hawthorne Effect isn't permanent, it wears off over time. Think about the last time you had a performance review coming up. You probably worked extra hard for a few days, making sure everything was perfect. But once the review was over, you slowly went back to your normal pace. Studies suggest that as soon as people stop feeling observed, their behavior gradually returns to baseline. The initial spike in productivity isn't always sustainable. The controversy behind the Hawthorne Effect. Now, while the Hawthorne Effect is widely accepted, there's been some controversy surrounding it. Some researchers argue that other factors like better social interaction, stronger leadership, or positive reinforcement played a bigger role in the workers' productivity increase rather than just observation alone. Others suggest that the original Hawthorne studies weren't entirely rigorous, and that the effect might not be as strong or universal as people believe. But even with these debates, the core idea behind the Hawthorne Effect still holds power. Our behavior shifts when we feel watched. What does this mean for you? So, here's the big question. Are you really being yourself? Or are you just performing for an audience? Think about it. Do you work harder when your boss is paying attention? Do you act differently when you know someone is observing you? Do you feel more motivated when you think your efforts are being recognized? Now, imagine a world where you could use the Hawthorne Effect to your advantage. What if, instead of waiting for external observation, you created your own accountability system? What if you told a friend to check in on you regularly? Or set up reminders to track your progress, so you always feel monitored even when no one is watching? Harnessing the power of the Hawthorne Effect could help you stay productive, motivated, and engaged even when the cameras aren't rolling. So, whenever you feel the urge to step up your game because someone is watching, just remember, you're experiencing the Hawthorne Effect in real time. The question is, how will you use it to your advantage?